What up, what up, what up, what up, big pimps? Welcome back to another video. So I made a video like this on my first channel. If any of you guys have probably already seen it, but basically I wanted to talk about how to pick off and how to spot fake friends. Now, I know it may be difficult for some people to pick off on certain trends or certain indicators that give away people that don't have your best interests at mind. And that's basically why I wanted to make this video, is because I'm pretty good at picking up on it. You know, whether it be, with fake people, whether it be women, men, doesn't matter. It's definitely a good skill to have because it's going to save you a lot of time in the relationships that are going to deserve your time and attention versus the ones that are not valuable and that you should not care about. Now, I'm going to give you guys, I guess we'll have a little backstory here. I got a friend, all right? And I've known this friend since I was in middle school. Now, I care about this individual a lot. I definitely think that I care about this person a lot. But this person does not value me as a friend. I feel like they see me as a threat and they do not like me. As a matter of fact, I will go to the lengths of saying that they hate me. And it hurts me to see that coming from somebody that I do not have any hate or that I do not dislike at all, that I have nothing but love for. It hurts me more than it hurts with women. And that is because, with women, it's kind of expected. They're very shallow, they're very shysty, and they don't really value you as much as, you value them. A majority of the time. There are some good girls out there. I'm not saying all of them are like that, but, majority of the time from women, it's kind of expected, and I don't feel too bad. I'm kind of like, all right, I kind of expected you to be like that. But with men, on the other hand, I expect us to be more loyal, to keep it 100, and to keep it real. That's one of the main things that I pay attention to with my boys. If they keep it real with me, and if they water me, I'm going to water them. Whatever energy is reciprocated, you got to reciprocate that energy back with them. And that's how you build good, strong relationships with your boys. And I can successfully say I only have about 2 friends that I really, really value that friendship, that I don't want to lose it, and I'm going to continue to water those relationships because I value them as people. Now, my friend, I don't want to give too much backstory because I don't feel the need to, but enough to give you guys some context on how I knew that this guy doesn't value me as a person. So it's happened to me before with another person, but I didn't really value that other person's friendship. He came into my life maybe for like 2 years, and then that was it. I cut his ass out because he was already showing me indicators of somebody that is a fake friend. And one of those main indicators is they are not happy for you in your accomplishments. They will either fake to be happy, or they will show you blatantly that they are not indeed happy for you in anything that you accomplish or anything that benefits you in a good way. And I pay attention to that shit. If they ain't happy for me, that's number one indicator. They do not care about me. They don't care about my feelings. And yeah, they're fake. Pay attention to those things. And the way you pay attention to it is usually when I'm speaking to a person, let's say in the event that I do end up telling them face to face, usually is an easy way for you to be able to tell whether somebody is fake or not. Over text and over the phone, it's a lot easier for somebody to fake the kind of personality or fake their positivity over the phone. Now, in person, on the other hand, it is very, very difficult. So in person, obviously you tell them, hey, I did this, I did that. I just bought this new car, just bought my new house. Like, dude, I'm super excited, and pay attention to their body language. If they're showing you indicators that they obviously do not care or they aren't invested in the conversation and they aren't just happy for you, I'm not saying they have to be like, oh my gosh, dude, I'm so happy for you. Dude, I can't believe you did it. No, like they just have to be like, damn, bro, like I'm happy for you, really. I am happy for you. Look at their eyes. If they're looking at you in the eyes and you'll feel it inside of you too. Something, when you got that connection, you'll be able to feel it, that they are being genuine in what they're saying. Unless they're really good at being a manipulator and they just are able to finesse you. Something inside of you, just like that gut feeling when a shotty or mainly when the shotties are doing something behind your back, you can feel it in your gut. The same thing applies for that. You can feel it in your gut when your homies are keeping it 100 with you and they're being honest with you. And that'll tell you right there whether or not they are genuinely happy for you. And if they are, that is definitely a friend that you need to keep around. Now, there's certain indicators that I've picked up off on this friend in specific that showed me that he wasn't genuinely happy for me. And a lot of the times it is whenever alcohol is involved. So whenever alcohol is involved, they say that the true personality, the true person that is inside somebody comes out when they're under the influence. And I believe that is 100% true, because with women and with men, friends, they act a certain way whenever they are under the influence. They'll say things that they subconsciously think whenever they're sober. And it happens frequently. With women, let's say whenever I'm around them and they're drinking and I'm not, if they tell me like, oh, like I'm so into you and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, maybe she is feeling me. Maybe Shawty is feeling me. Maybe she has some feelings invested there. And I'm like, okay, I kind of take that into consideration. If she's telling me all these things when she's drunk, then, I do think about that. But some of the times it might be different. She may talk about other women or be toxic, and you'll know that that's what she thinks whenever she's sober. Usually, when you're faded, those thoughts or the things that you were saying are sober thoughts. And this friend would say very repulsive, very negative things to me whenever they were under the influence. And it's like, that is what they genuinely think whenever they are sober. That's what they believe in their mind. And I'm convinced that that is 100% the truth. Now, with that being said, I always take that into consideration. And, I kind of keep I don't want to say like a mental file. Yeah, I guess we can say a mental file. I keep a mental file of a lot of these things, a lot of the things that they do. And just to save myself time and energy, like I said before, I don't want to invest my time or my energy in a relationship with any kind of friend, whether it be male or female, that is just one-sided. Who the fuck wants to do that shit? That's pretty stupid to sit there and be like, yeah, I'm just gonna put in all this energy while they treat me like shit. Like that's the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard. So with that being said, I would go out of my way to try to do as much for this friend as possible. I try to be there for them emotionally and mainly just emotionally. As far as like when it came to like women and stuff, like I was trying really hard to help this friend to get laid. And just in general, when it came to life advice and just like different things, I was very supportive in whatever they were doing with their life. And that's one thing. That brings me to my next thing. They will not support you in any of the things that you do. So, for example, this person liked to do other creative things on the internet, such as what I'm doing right here. I mean, I wouldn't really call this creative, I'm just talking to my phone, but I feel like the things that I'm saying do have some type of weight. And this person would do something creative on the internet as well. And I would support this person 100%. I would like their videos. I would tell them whether the video was good or bad. And I try to give them, positive feedback majority of the time. Even if I wanted to give negative feedback, I would hold my tongue because I didn't want to hurt their feelings. I took their feelings into consideration and I didn't want to hurt their feelings. So that was one thing. He didn't support me on my journey as far as like anything creative that I wanted to do. And that was a good indicator that this person did not really care, because if I asked my other friends to watch my videos or anything else, because I got another channel that I post on, it's called Freddy Flores. I'll put it down in the description if you guys want to check it out. They're more creative videos, take a lot more time, a lot more editing, and a lot more details as far as my thoughts go, a lot more into depth. This is kind of just me talking, kind of ranting and talking about this kind of stuff. But anyways, yeah, he didn't support me on this journey. He was like constantly making fun of those videos, trying to put me down. And it's like, it's very interesting that, I would go out of my way to try to be positive and try to help this guy as far as like his videos go. But when it came to me being creative and putting out my videos and stuff, it was always toxicity, criticism that was not obviously constructive. It wasn't constructive at all. It was just very blatant, very surface level bullshit. And I picked up on it pretty easily, and a part of me realized that this person obviously is not somebody that I should surround myself in my life. But I think back and I dwell back on a lot of those childhood memories, seeing this individual as a child and having good laughs and good times when you're children, and now as an adult, being able to see this person and the person that they become, and the person they become is obviously somebody toxic and not good for me. I realize that it is best to let those relationships go, because at the end of the day, they are going to affect you mentally and physically. First, it's going to start off mentally, emotionally, it does affect you, and then your emotions will have an effect on your body physically. So it's best to just let them go and to let them live their own life, and for them to figure out, what kind of person they need to be. And I think eventually over time, they might change or they might not. And that's one thing, people never change. They might change a little bit. I think the only thing that will change people is something very, very drastic happening in their life, or a different kind of connection, spiritual connection with God or any other spirituality that is genuine and coming deep from inside them. That is the only way that they can change themselves. And I think that's really the only way. There's no other way for them to change themselves. Besides that, it is almost impossible for somebody to change the personality traits that they have gained over the years of being under the influence of their parents and anybody else that has had an impression on them. So that's pretty much my thought process on this. And those are the three things that I think of, that you can pick up on. I hope this did help you guys, and I hope you guys are able to save yourself a lot of time as far as, relationships and friendships and all that go, because nobody wants to fuck with fake people. It's fucking lame at the end of the day, and it's just like, you just don't want to invest like any energy or anything like that in those kinds of people. And it's shitty, like right now I'm kind of sad, honestly. I can genuinely say I'm a little sad, because I realize that this is probably the last time that I'm ever going to speak to this person, and it hurts a little bit, but I know, like, I'm gonna get over it, eventually. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about me. Like, they don't care. I've come to realize that they don't care whether I live or die. So it's like, if someone doesn't care that much, like, you really don't need to have them in your life. And you have to pay attention to one thing, is whether or not this person loves themselves. If somebody does not love themselves, they will not have enough energy to even love you, their family, or anything else. So that is one thing as well. But yeah, that's just my thought process on this. Thanks for watching. Smell you pimps later.